Welcome to the West Wing Week, your guide to everything that's happening at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. This week, September 17th to the 23rd, or Immeasurable Courage in Uncommon Valor. On Friday, September 17th, President Obama announced that Elizabeth Warren will lead the effort to set up the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau and help implement the toughest financial reforms and consumer protections since the Great Depression.
Elizabeth understands what I strongly believe, that a strong, growing economy begins with a strong and thriving middle class. And that means every American has to get a fair shake in their financial dealings.
On Monday, September 20th, the president went to the Newseum in Washington, D.C., where he participated in a live CNBC town hall discussion, taking questions from ordinary Americans on jobs and the economy and the steps his administration has taken to promote growth.
The president is on his mark. Yes.
Let's go ahead and move forward on what we agreed to, which is tax relief for 97% of Americans. In fact, actually, everybody would get tax relief, but just up to $250,000 a year or more. And let's get the economy moving faster. Let's get it growing faster. At some point in the future, if we want to have discussions about further lowering tax rates, let's do so at a time when we can actually afford it.
On Tuesday, September 21st, President Obama posthumously awarded the Medal of Honor to Chief Master Sergeant Richard L. Etchberger of the U.S. Air Force for the immeasurable courage and uncommon valor he displayed in combat on March 11, 1968, in the country of Laos.
I was so moved when I first read the account of his heroism and his courage.
Our nation endures because there are patriots like Chief Master Sergeant Richard Etchberger and our troops who are serving as we speak, who love this nation and defend it. And their legacy lives on because their families and fellow citizens preserve it.
On Wednesday, September 22nd, the president visited the Brayshaws in Falls Church, Virginia, to speak with them and their neighbors about what health care reform means for families across America.
It's a pleasure to see you again.
Thanks so much for letting us
Thank you.
charge in.
Effective this week, the Affordable Health Care Act is stopping the worst abuses of the insurance industry by putting in place the strongest consumer protections in our history, what amounts to a true patient's Bill of Rights.
If you've got a policy, you get sick, the insurance company covers you. Number two, pre-existing conditions for children. Children who have pre-existing conditions are going to be covered. Number three, we're going to make sure that if young people don't have health insurance through their employer, that they can stay on their parents' health insurance up to the age of 26.
That afternoon, the president departed for New York City, where world leaders were gathered for the United Nations General Assembly, an opportunity to work collectively with other nations to solve complex challenges, like imposing the stiffest international sanctions ever on North Korea and Iran, and development issues such as food insecurity, which the president addressed at the Millennium Development Goals Conference, his first stop after arriving at the UN.
Excellent job.
Good luck. See you.
All right. I will see you soon. Yeah. Thank you so much.
On Thursday, September 23rd, the president continued his diplomatic efforts, not only addressing the United Nations General Assembly, but holding bilateral meetings with the leaders of China and Japan, and traveling cross-town to give remarks at the closing plenary session of the Clinton Global Initiative. He also held time on Friday for meetings with Azerbaijan, Colombia, and Kyrgyzstan.
Good to see you, my friend. How are you? You doing well? You look very well. Thank you so much. I'm doing fine. This is my wife, Michelle.
Freedom, justice, and peace for the world must begin with freedom, justice, and peace in the lives of individual human beings. And for the United States, this is a matter of moral and pragmatic necessity. Those who defend these values for their people have been our closest friends and allies, while those who have denied those rights, whether terrorist groups or tyrannical governments, have chosen to be our adversaries.
To find out more information on any of these topics or to see complete videos of these events, go to whitehouse.gov. And thanks again for checking out your West Wing Week.
Oh, my mother was wondering if you'd bring the
You know, if I had known that he was welcome, I would have brought him.
that
would have been a treat.
A playmate.
Yeah. Bo's pretty, he's a good dog, but he has been sitting in he's in my bed.
Oh, goodness.